hear me? Right, and hopefully we're live. Let's make sure, if someone could give me a comment to make sure that we're live and going and you can see me, that would be good. So for this live, what we're doing is a giveaway. And we're live on Facebook and all other things like that as well, TikTok and YouTube, for where the live was promoted. So what we've got is the main thing, the Milwaukee giveaway soldering iron. And the reason I'm giving this away is because I find it handy. And the whole reason of Toolbox Talks For Electricians is to help people be better electricians and basically make more money and be, well, better sparks and stuff, really. So this, yeah, I know it needs to clean, doesn't it? Look at the state of it. But it helps no end when sort of doing LED tape. And it's spot on, I even charged it in that as well. I'm not going to solder any stuff on here because that'll be boring. But I can't see whether we've got the comments going. Bit quiet, mate. Right, hang about. Can you hear me yet? Right, can you hear me now? Is that any better? If this is closer up, I have to keep this a bit sturdier. Very quiet. Flipping doodles. Right, let me try and do the settings. What is it like anywhere else? Hey, Carb Chaser, how's it going, man? Nope, still can't hear, pretty quiet. Right, for some reason, on here, it's pantsing. Why is it so quiet? Ah, sugar, sugar, sugar. That's done up, that's done up. Mic is plugged in. We've got that. One technology. It should work fine. Still pretty quiet. Even if I'd move this, it's not picking up this mic. It can't be. Inactivity, distribution, feedback. The settings on it, it's got to be pants for the mic. Right, sorry guys, it is quiet on Facebook. I'll try and shout a bit louder maybe. How about, is it picking up that bleeding mic maybe? There's another mic on the camera on there. So you can hear me fine on YouTube, spot on. Hear me fine on TikTok, spot on. Right, well let's get going anyway because we want to do this giveaway. And what I've done with this giveaway, I didn't just do, is there an option to turn up your, who the freaking else? Ian, too noisy, there's always someone else. So right, there's a, yeah, rather than just giving away the, basically the body, because I know some guys have still got the Milwaukee kit. I haven't transferred over to more Milwaukee yet, but so I'm going to give away the charger and everything as well, the whole case, because some of you guys, you haven't got it, and I didn't have it, so I wanted to get the whole lot as well. So that case, but when I went to the Elect show, I mentioned about the giveaway to Milwaukee, and they gave me a t-shirt, and because it's getting cold as well in these months, we've got a snood, one of them bits you put around your neck, and some Luden bits as well, a fuse carrier. This will help you when you're stressed out. You can beat the hell out of this little Luden man. And some other bits that I will gain up. But let's have a look. I think you're in quite good stead for the competition because there was 56 people that entered, that all went through, that are on their email list, that got the instructions and followed the instructions on the email list, basically, to comment on the post. So all the guys that did that, spot on. So we've got 56 on there, and the way I'm going to do it is on the iPad, because I haven't got the screen anymore. I had the screen before, but that, man, it broke, it fell down. So I'm going to do it on the iPad of a random number generator. How we doing, everybody? Sunday night, how's your weekend been? Been a bit wet and wild in the week, but now it's sort of calmed down a bit now. The flooding's sort of going away, so that's a bit better. Right, so then what I'm trying to do on here as well is a random number generator on the iPad. Flipping hell, drop everything. So you can see that. Let's unplug the bleeding thing. So a random number generator, so we'll just do a little test. So if I say, because there's 56, I'm going to say from 100 to 200, just to prove, I'm trying to prove to you that basically this is not recorded video. And hopefully you know it's recorded, because on YouTube, Tony Sutton, how we going? You're on here live, so I'm saying hello. And on TikTok, Carp Chaser sent me a rose. Cheers, mate. Does that mean something? Click, click. And then on Facebook, Rish Lily, is there an option to turn the microphone up to gain? And Ian, see these different comments saying it's too noisy. Maybe in my mouth. Maybe you want to shut me up sometimes. So then we've got the random number generator. So let's do this. Generate from 100 to 200. 156. That's good, isn't it? Right. So that's how we're going to do this. Winning it. And has anyone got, put in the comments if you've got one of these Milwaukee soldering irons, so we can explain how good they are. Because I think they are brilliant. Better than them little gas ones. I've got a little gas one. I've got one of the electric ones. And I just think this is 10 times better, because you can do it at a little bit of an angle as well, look, when you're soldering. Yeah, I'm going to have to clean that up. But yeah, so they're spot on. They make your life a lot easier, especially with LED tape. Everyone's asking for LED tape, undercupboard lighting, even plinth lighting. I've been doing a lot of that lately. So, what we're going to do, I'll stick around for a little while after it's one, so we can find out. So then let's go back to this. And what we've got on here is a list of names. I'll read out a few names. I'm not going to read out everybody, because it will take, well, 56. So at the end, there's Tommy Alexander. Rob Scott's on there. Alex Taylor. Ben Rose. And then a few guys that have entered on YouTube as well. I've already got your names. Andy Willis. That's probably your YouTube handle, though. It's just Philip. How we doing, mate? You've entered on there as well. Brian Davis. Mark Herdman, Martin Jones, Gary Thomas, Jake, Adam Farman. So, I mean, I'm not going to meet everybody out. Milan, I met you a little while ago. I think on Friday at Screwfix Live. Who else went to Screwfix Live and got their free paintbrush? I've already used my paintbrush by painting ceilings. Right. So we've got up to 56. So let's do 1 to 56. Random number generator. So let's see if we can back up a bit. 1 to 56. And I feel bad sometimes. I wish everybody could win. One day we'll have everyone that enters and they'll all win something, and that'd be fantastic. But I'm going to do this monthly. What I'm doing with the money that I earn through YouTube, TikTok and Facebook and things like that, I'm putting it into a pile and buying stuff that I think is going to help. Next month, giveaway, I haven't announced it yet because it's not been confirmed if everything I've got involved in it, but that is going to be another cool one. I think this is handy. Next month, it's going to be a lot, well, another load of handy kit that every electrician can do with, sort of thing. Every electrician will find handy. 100%, I can guarantee you, if you're a sparky and you work domestic, commercial or industrial sort of thing, then yeah, you'll find this kit handy. The same as a soldering iron. Even if you're a sparky, you're going to do some stuff at home, aren't you? Without it, well, I suppose you use soldering iron on site as well, because LED tape, everyone uses that these days. So right, let's do this. 1 to 56. Let's get it done and see who we can find out who won. 1 to 56. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Number 4. Number 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Right, so number 4 on my little list. 4 means nothing to everyone, does it? It means nothing to anybody. But on my little list, number 4 is the Dog Whisperer, which I have spoke to the Dog Whisperer. I don't know your real name. I think I might remember it. But the Dog Whisperer, I'm going to contact you, and we're going to get you to send you all this Milwaukee stuff. I want to see if you're a large or an extra large, because I've got 2 t-shirts for that as well. And we're going to get you it sent direct, and I'm going to send it via CEF. There's a local CEF to you, because then you've got the warranty for it. So if anything goes wrong, you can take it back. So the Dog Whisperer, well done. For the month of September, you are going to be given from me a free Milwaukee soldering iron. I hope you ain't got one. Well, if you enter the competition, that means you want one. So come on, you ain't got one, I hope. Right. So then, what else are we going to do? And yeah, send up the rest of the giveaway. Obviously, I'm not going to send you the one that I've got, because I've used that. Mind you, I might open the box up and take... No, I'm not really going to take the tip out, because that's just cheeky, isn't it? But yeah, I'll send you that one. But yeah, so I'm going to stick around, and hopefully, do you guys enjoy these giveaways? Are they good? And for the amount of giveaways I've done already, I've done a few bits and bobs giveaways, which hopefully have helped people out. But what sort of things would you like to see in the giveaways? What sort of things would help your business? Because I'll give away a laptop, I'll give away a load of CK rods. I started off, I gave away money, but I didn't think that sort of grew my audience of electricians, because everyone wants money. I want to grow my audience of electricians that want tools, basically. So, have we got any questions while we're here as well? Because while we're on here live, we might as well have a few questions and a bit of a chin wag. On here, right. Everyone sounds good. So, is the Dog Whisperer, are you on YouTube? Because I always see you on YouTube. We comment, we have a little... He's quite clever, I think, the Dog Whisperer. He is a... what do you call it? A spark that's been around for a little while, I think, because he knows some technical stuff. He puts me right on a few things, I think, which I enjoy, because I don't get everything right, without a doubt. A few things that I put videos out and content out, he comments on saying, Ben, do it like this. Not being an arse, but I've got a bit of a recommendation for you. So yeah, it was good. He's one, and he's always commenting, and I have a good chat with him, and I'll see how local it is. See if I can deliver it locally. That'd be good. Is it a benefit being a tool sparky? Sometimes, when you're a tool sparky, yeah, you can reach them downlights. You don't have to get your steps out all the time, but sometimes you wish that you could stretch a little bit further. And the worst thing about being a tool sparky is getting your bloody head smashed all the time. I don't know if you saw that video of me. I smashed my head open on a garage door. It was red hot day. I had sunglasses on, and I just didn't judge the damaged door properly. I smashed it. I held my head straight away, like whoops daisy, like, because there was kids and the customers were about, but it just bled all down my face. I was like, whoops, and it scared the kids and stuff. So luckily, the customer was a nurse. So she sat me down, gave me a glass of orange juice, patched me up with a little dinosaur plaster, and I was okay. That scars, it's healed quite well now. I think I healed quite well, so that's not too bad. But yeah, being a sparky, you bang your head all the time. I used to work in this old house in a village called Broughton, and add a little sign above the doors saying duck, because the old houses, you can't hide the doors very well. So I had to remember all the time, but still, even though I had duck, but it didn't have duck, it had duck as in the animal, so it was a bit funny as well. But I smash my head all the time. You do as a sparky, and climbing around in lofts, I suppose you can, being a bit lanky as well, you can balance yourself out. But yeah, it's got some benefits and some non-benefits, should we call it, to being a tool sparky. But there's nothing you can do unless you chop my legs off, then I'll be a bit screwed. Who's that? Good mate, just watching United getting tanked by Spurs. Are they? Unfortunately, is that a bad thing? I don't know. I'm not really a football fan. Don't really follow football. But yes, Gary Thomas says on here as well, the gas one is, I'm not going to swear, but you know what I mean? He says it's not very good. I do agree with that. They blow out, especially if you're in if you're outdoors or something, doing some outdoor lighting, they blow out, they're not as good, they don't heat up. So they're fantastic for a quick fix, maybe at home for DIYers or something like that, if you're doing something in your garage. But them gas ones, they done my head in. I had the electric one that you have to plug in for years. That's what I used for years. But then I went and thought, I want to try something better. I want it mobile. I don't have to plug it in. So I went and bought the gas one. But then I'd use it. It wouldn't be too bad. The gas would run out. I'd have to nip to the shop, get a new bit of gas. But then I saw this. And this is around, what, 130 quid? It's brilliant. It's one of them tools you wish you just spent that 130 quid, because it's a lot. Well, it just makes your life easier. It heats up well. It's spot on. It's got a big handle. It's got big and bulky, but it's for one purpose. It's got a job. So if you do want to get one anyway, because you didn't win one today and you weren't the dog whisperer, then go onto my link tree and there's an Amazon shop on there, and all the tools that I use in the videos that you might think, hang about, that's quite handy, that guy using that tool. You can buy them from there, and I'll make a small commission that also goes towards giveaways, what I do on the Toolbox Talk podcast and things. So it'll all be good to add up. The more money I make, the better the prizes will get. And I think when I first started out, we said one day we'll give away a van. That would be cool. Maybe the new transit vans. Do you have any advice on requesting payment in full or part before you start the job? 100%. If you quote a job, say you quote a rewire, and you put it in your quote, let them know the payment details, saying, right, first fix is going to be 50%, second fix is going to be another 50%, or it depends how you want to do it. Or to start, you can ask for sort of 10%. Sometimes you can judge a character sometimes. If you go to a job and you look at you meet the customers and stuff and you think, right, this might be a bit hard to get money out of. But end of the day, if they were not willing to give you 10% of maybe $5,000 that it's going to cost in the long run, because I guarantee you, if you go to do a rewire, you're going to be spending sort of $1,000 on material straight off to get the first fix done. And a lot of people I know that do rewires, they ask for 50% up front. Pardon me. Well, that's not unheard of, because at the end of the day, the customer's going to be paying you the $5,000 that you're doing for a rewire. So if they're begrudging paying you 10% before you get started, then it's a bit of a red flag. But yeah, so before you even start the job, I'd say, if you're a bit wary about it, thinking, right, I ain't going to get my money yet, get them to give you 10%, and then they know definitely when they send 10%, it might be, I don't know, 200-300 quid. And then when they go to send 50%, which might be $2,500, they know that they've got the right details, because you can say, yeah, you sent it to the right person to start with. So, yeah, send the rest of the money, please, mate. There's not a problem with that. You've got the invoice, and I always like sending a paper trail for people, because a lot of people say to you, well, I sent you that money, and there's no sort of paper trail. So I like to send them an invoice to say, look, I requested for $2,500 off of this job, and it'll come off of the total invoice at the end. So it's nice to get intermittent payments along the way. I have before as well, when I did a job, it was 15 grand for just the materials, and I had a 7 grand limit on my wholesalers. So I did a pro forma invoice, where I did a pro forma invoice to say, look, this is a pro forma invoice. I need 10 grand up front to cover the cost of the materials. So I could give it to the wholesalers, so I could pay for materials up front for you. So if in the domestic or commercial premises, a lot of time they'll be fine with a pro forma invoice, because if they know you and know you're going to do a runner, it's difficult, because the customer's got to trust you and you've got to trust the customers to pay. But if you get that good relationship, always what I say, you have a better relationship with your customer, the more work you're going to get, the better your business is going to be. So you can do a pro forma invoice, but a lot of times in domestics, I sort of meet the people and get an idea of what they're going to be like, and sort of, yeah, I can say, right, I'll do the job and then you pay me. But yeah, so I personally don't ask for a lot of money up front, but I know that you can, or you should sometimes, ask for money up front. Do you use card readers for payments? No, I don't use card readers, because I know some people do use card readers. If you do a lot of call outs and things like that, you go in there and you're going to get a call out and you're going to say, right, I need to get paid the, I don't know, 90, 150 pound that day. Then yeah, you do a call out and you've got a card reader, you want paid straight away. But I found that when you do the job and you turn around, oh, Jan Duck, go, cash is king, I need paying now straight away, people don't like that too much. They want to make sure that when you're gone, they want to have a little snoop round, make sure the lights are all nice and straight, everything works as it should. You're quite confident it is because you've tested it and it's spot on anyway, which you should be confident, because I hate getting called back. The worst thing that when they call you up and say it's tripping. A lot of the time, if it's tripping for a reason. Good, it's doing its job. But you want yeah, I'm getting lost off track here. The card readers. Yeah, I don't really ask for a card reader. I normally do the job, say, right, you'll get an invoice in, I don't know, either tonight or a couple of days, and then you'll get sort of 7 days to pay that. I normally give people 7 days, it depending what sort of business it is. If it's commercial, industrial, they'll request sometimes 30 days, which is a pain in the arse. I don't really like giving 30 days, but 14 days maximum is what I sort of give. But normally, I love it when you say to someone, look, because you can do it on your phone, on that Google spreadsheet thing that I've got as well. That's also on my Linktree. You can go onto the Google Drive. You've got a quote, so you can basically download the PDF. You can edit it, something like that, and send them the quote before you even left the house. And I love it when before you've even got home and that invoice has been paid. That happens a lot, and it's a worry out your mind, because sometimes you think, oh my God, I've just spent 700 quid on materials. This guy owes me a couple of grand. So yeah, when you get paid before you get home, that is spot on. That happens a lot of the time, and I feel that works because you have a good relationship with your customer, and I find it's easier because they think, right, you've done a fantastic job. You've been nice and polite. You've took your shoes off walking in the house. Every time you go to the fuse ball or something like that, you've been nice and polite. You've done the unthinkable, what Sparkies do. You've tidied it up after yourself, and they appreciate it. They'll get you back for more, and they'll pay you straight away. I have had some circumstances where people have not paid and you've had to chase them up. I don't do work. One chance, you get one chance. If you're not going to pay me, I'm not going to come back. 100%. Or I have got some people that have said, oh, Ben, I've got more work to do, and it's took you 6 months to pay me last time. I've said, okay, but you give me £500. This job's not going to cost £500. Well, okay, then I'll give you the money back if it's not going to cost £500. I've never really done a job. No one's done that. That's because I don't want to work for that person because they don't freaking pay me. I'm not interested in chasing money. Winds me up, does me head in. So with a card reader, I don't feel the need for a card reader. I know that everyone's different circumstances. Everyone's different business sort of thing, the way they run it. I don't feel the need for a card reader. I'm happy to walk away and invoice them people, because a lot of the places I do is in domestic or commercial. I know they've got a premises there. So I'll turn up and say, excuse me, you haven't paid me invoice. And I've never struggled to get money sort of thing. There's one job. That's a bit of a longer story. I'll tell you about that another time. Or it is in the podcast if you listen to that. That's a funny scenario. Did a few things that maybe shouldn't, but got paid in the end. All right. Any other questions on here? How are you? I'm not bad, thank you very much. That's a quite easy answer to that question. So how is everyone else finding business? Because I've heard that a lot of people saying that business is slowed down. I don't know, I sound big-headed saying that. I don't find business do slow down, because if you work hard and you do a fantastic job for customers, there's always a way to boost your business. Like them emails that I send out, those newsletters, you send them out all the time. And you've got continuously got little bits of like changing lights or changing sockets, or a lot of people at the minute they're doing a kitchen and they just want to tart it up a little bit, and they might change the oven, they might change the hob and things like that. You get a lot of little jobs, but then you're fresh in the customer's mind for when they may be at work and it always happens, someone's in an office and they go, oh, I'm having a kitchen done and I can't find a decent electrician. Get this guy around, he's fantastic, he's lovely. I do get some good praise from a lot of customers that I work for, which it goes both ways, because I'm a fat git. I like having a bacon sandwiches and a cup of tea, so I get a lovely cup of tea. Then we'll jump at the chance to go around there and change a light, because some of the times I spend more time jabbing away to some customers than actually doing the job. There's one guy, very, very interesting. He used to be in the police, and he was actually on telly. I don't want to say his name because I don't even want to, but he worked on a really high case. It was on telly, so it's not secret or anything, but I sat there listening to that. I don't know, true crime. Does everyone like true crime things? People like to hear what's gone on, what people get away with. And I sat there, had a bacon sandwich and a cup of tea, and he told me all about it. So that's quite interesting. You meet some quite interesting people. The only people I haven't worked for in my career is anyone famous, I want to said. I don't think I've worked for anyone famous as yet. But there's still time, you never know. Might find me through social media and say, I want this guy to come and rewire my mansion. That'd be nice. Lagging. If it's lagging, I've either got pants internet, because it's just changed from PlusNet to EE, which they're just as bad as each other everywhere in here. But let's have a look. There's a couple of questions I've answered on there. The questions that I've answered on there. Where you based, Ben? How far in advance is your diary booked for? Would you recommend being self-employed or limited? I'm in the Midlands, and speaking to a few guys down London way, we do things differently up here. Like, I'm booked up for maybe a couple of weeks in advance, and I'm never worried because it always comes along, and I like to try and spread things out as much as I can because I don't want to work 5 days a week. I always want to have a day. What light's gone off there? That one. Don't know why. I always want to have a day where I've got a bit of paperwork to do, or maybe send a newsletter out, or just have a bit of a chillax sometimes or something, or clean the van or sort the van out, something like that. So I don't try and work 4 days a week. But then that's why my diary is not booked up so far in advance. But I do have things sometimes where they say, maybe it's in May and we're going to do this in September. And if I'm booked so far in advance, sometimes them jobs don't pull off, or they've only got that because they want to book you in as a last resort. So I preliminary book them in for a job and maybe confirm it a bit closer to the time. And would I recommend being self-employed or limited? I would recommend being self-employed to start with, to see how you go and see if you enjoy it and see how much work you get in and see how you're building it. But once you get to a certain stature, a certain money, which I'm not sure of the sort of the figure that you need, but you might need to go limited. It might be more benefit to you, especially if you're doing commercial industrial and you're putting, I don't know, say 100 grand's worth of materials in on a job, and that company goes under. That they can take your house, they can take your personal belongings. But if you're limited, it's down to the company. They can't take your personal belongings. So that's the advantages, I think, of being limited, or one of the advantages of being limited, is that if there is debts on that business, they can't personally chase you for it. You won't have to go personally bankrupt. You can solvent the business and things like that. So it's a tough question to ask, tough question to answer, whether limited or self-employed is good, because it depends in what nature you're doing, you're running your electrical business, or how you're building it. But in for myself, personally, in domestic wise, I'm not limited. I'm just a sole trader. I've been it for now for 20 years, I suppose. I've had people employed and stuff like that. You can do all that still with a sole trader. But then, yeah, you've got, I think there's a lot more fluctuality in sole trader and less paperwork, basically. Chris Sparky says limited 100%. This would be a good conversation that I could have with Chris. Why? What is it? Because I think Chris is limited, so easily cookability. If you know what that means, that's a good good analogy, I suppose. Good idea. Good idea to be limited, because yeah, there's ways around that. Right, so that's a few questions that I've got answered in there. Any more in here? No. Right, so well done to the dog whisperer. I will reach out to you and find out where you live to be able to get you sent this Milwaukee giveaway. And don't forget to keep eye out. Get on that email list, because that's the only way you're going to win the next prize or the monthly prize. I'm gearing up for Christmas. I hope there's a good one for Christmas as well, because we've got October, November, and then December. I'm rubbish at this. Time flies. We've got 3 months till Crimbo, so we're going to gear up and hopefully get fantastic giveaways leading up to Christmas as well. Maybe some Christmas present giveaways. Like then maybe we're at advent calendars. Get a few of them again. That'd be good. Right. Thank you very much, and I will see you all again on the next video. Thank you very much. See you all again.